Well, today I'm sharing with you how I'm going to use up all the paper that I had left over when I made my mermaid journal recently. And I'm just taking this piece of laminated scrapbook paper that I used as a test when I was doing my single-sided lamination. And I thought it would make a pretty journal cover for me. It's about 2 inches in the spine and 4 inches on the sides, and I'm taking this piece of, several pieces of cardboard from a Ritz cracker box to reinforce it, make it stronger. And the reason I like single-sided lamination is because I can add pockets to the inside covers, which I will show you actually at the end of this video, near the end of this video. So I'm just gonna trace around it. I already used my fancy edge cutter, corner cutters there, and I used the deco edge. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it now around the edge of the cardboard, and just gonna cut it down so that it fits inside. This is another piece of paper I had left over, and I like it for the kind of a neutral background. I'm going to use tacky glue to keep moving it along here. I've used double-sided tape in the past, and it works, and I just wanted to use tacky glue today for whatever reason. I don't know. You just never know. But any strong glue really will be good. And I apologize for the shaking. I'm really rubbing that paper into the cardboard, and just trim around that, and then eventually just trim till it fits into the cover space. And you see there, I'm just trying to get the bubbles out. Okay, as you see there, I have trimmed it down to fit into the cover, and now I'm going to go on to address the spine and put a piece of cardboard into the spine area. So again, just cutting it with the scissors, and lucky me, I had enough of that postcard paper that I could just use that strip there to cover the cardboard to put it into the spine. And here I'm taking the We Are Memory Keepers. I don't know what they call it. It's with the different, it's not corner round. I guess it is a corner rounder, but it doesn't round the corners. And I'm using the deco edge of it. And now I'm just gonna distress the edges with sepia first, and then I'm gonna come back in with jet black, and they're both archival ink, just to darken the edge even more. And I'm going around all the cover and the cardboards, and even in the middle here, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave it or do something else, but it's good to be, it doesn't hurt anything to have it done. This is all the paper that I had left over. They were 4 inch by 7.5, and I made hinges, or folded the paper to make a hinge, and then combined them. I have several videos showing that technique, and I'll put a link in the iCard up above. We don't even call them iCards anymore. And so because the cover is only 4 inches on either side, I cut all the paper down to 3.5 inches. Before I glue the spine in, I'm just going to take some of this masking tape and reinforce the cover hinges so that as it opens and closes, as I open and close it, like it's going to do it on its own, I'm going to, hopefully it'll last longer. I know it'll help it at least. Strength is everything. At this point, I see that the masking tape didn't go far enough for the cardboard inside there. There's like a gap, so I'm just going to peel that off real quick and add some more masking tape. And then re-glue, just add a little bit more glue. Re-glue that down and then place it back in. And wipe off the excess. Take some of these little binding clips from my sewing kit and go all the way around so that the sides won't keep lifting off as it dries. Now these are 4x4 4x5 papers that were left over from that Mermaid journal. It just, when you cut down 12x12 paper, you just get all kinds of scraps. So I again did the hinge method on these, and I want them all to be the same size coming out. Most of the time I don't worry about that, but this time I just wanted them to be as close to the same size as possible. So I marked it with a Sharpie, and now I'm just going to separate them 2x2, take a little bit off the edge so that they all fit inside where that paper right there will be the cover. And it shakes everything while I'm going through with my little Fiskars. But I'm so thankful to have that because it does make quick work. And so now they're all going to be 4 inches or a little bit less than 4 inches for mini journals. I ended up splitting all these little papers into 2 journals instead of one big journal, one big mini journal. And so now we come to the fun part of the binding of the mini journals. I'm just eyeballing the middle here with my awl and making the holes. It's going to be a 3-hole punch binding, and I've got my binder clips to keep it all together. I'm going to use my embroidery floss of the green varieties. I want to show you something that I thought I would try. I've got this pin that doesn't have the loop at the bottom, so you can feed beads into it, and then you straighten out the pin, you put your beads on, then you close it, and you can use the sharp side to pin things. Well, I thought, well, why not pin it into this mini book into the spine. I mean, how hard could that be? It fit, the measurement looked like it's going to fit. And So several minutes later, with a minimal amount of mussin' and fussin', I finally got it in and got it closed, which was, bent the paper just a little bit, but not too bad. And let me show you how it looks. Okay, before we get to the journal reveal, the end of the video, I've got one more little thing to cover with the scrapbook paper that I have left over, and it's this tea box. Now you can see there that the sides are kind of coming apart. So again, I come back in with my trusty masking tape and just to, secure it back into its box shape. Now these are the papers that I have left over from that journal, and going through them, I decide I'm going to make the box with the neutral tan papers and things instead of the bright colors. I want the paper to wrap around the box, the lid into the body of the box. And of course I'll have to cut it so the box can be opened again. So I cut the paper, but of course I cut it too short. So now I'm just going to use one of these leftover strips and, fold it in half and glue it across the top. Well, my camera heated up and shut off, and so anyway, let's skip to the end.